Let's check in with Turning Point's White House correspondent Monica Paige at the White House. Monica, you were in the briefing room today. I'm not sure if you got called on, but they're talking. There's a lot of talk about the illegal immigrants from Iran that have come into the country, came in under Biden, being arrested, hopefully by ICE. I think there was a big block that was over the weekend, and even more have been coming, especially with all of the issues going on over there. Can you tell us a little bit about the context behind the illegal immigrants that came into the country who are Iranian and possibly have ties to the government over there?
Right. So a lot of this kind of intertwines within each other. I mean, you want to talk about sleeper cells, you want to talk about illegal immigration. They all kind of mesh together. Unfortunately, under the previous administration, I'd say about a little more than 1,500 illegal aliens were of Iranian descent. And of those more than 1,500, more than 700 were actually released back into the United States, increasing security concerns, increasing the threat of perhaps a sleeper cell attack of some sort. But under this current administration, so far, I think there's been over 100 apprehensions of Iranian aliens where they have apprehended. But this is a whole concern considering the state of the nation that we're in right now. Iran not too happy about the fact that their nuclear base is completely decimated. I know the mainstream media has reported that it's just barely destroyed, but it's completely obliterated, and Iran's not happy about it. So this is kind of raising a lot of concerns here on our soil, and that was a question that I wanted to present to the press secretary this afternoon is the president concerned about sleeper cells? And what is his message to the previous administration's apparent security failures in unleashing these more than 700 Iranian, perhaps nationals of that descent here in the United States? So it's very concerning, especially the state of even New York City as well, seeing someone, a Muslim socialist, winning the Democrat primary. It's all kind of intertwined. There are a lot of concerns, Jobob, I gotta say.
Yeah, if you were on CNN though, they might call it. No, there's no concerns. Every single person that came into the country legally is a Boy Scout that would never do anything wrong. They love this country. Talk about that. There's a big clash between the mainstream media and the current administration over a bunch of the reporting going on in Iran. There was, just to set this up for the viewers at home, there was a report that came out that said, "Hey, we have low certainty." It was blown up. Obviously, we know that. But the reason it said low certainty is because nobody had been on the ground yet. Nobody had people specifically there to say that, but that's the reason why it said that. The administration has been saying, yeah, it's been blown up, but CNN took the low certainty as, oh, maybe it didn't work. Can you talk about the White House hitting back on the fake news?
Yeah, Joe Bob, I will say this was definitely one of the more tense moments in the briefing room this afternoon. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt really hitting back at CNN, specifically this one reporter, Natasha Bertrand, who said that the facilities really weren't as exploded as the White House is saying, and that they weren't completely obliterated, and just kind of mincing the words of this administration and posting a preliminary report before more of the facts even came out, which really infuriated the press secretary. And it was really powerful to hear her kind of hit back and provide the facts of the situation, because who better that knows about this operation than the White House itself? And this was the same author that penned the Hunter Biden laptop was a Russian hoax, and she repeated the suffers and losers hoax that the White House has consistently denounced, and claimed to be fake as well. So it's refreshing to hear the fake news be kind of pushed aside and the facts come through from this administration. But nonetheless, it is alarming because these are outlets that have a lot of viewership. These are outlets that have a lot of readers, and it circulates online. And it's concerning that information like this is misconstrued the way that it is.
Well, and also, it's and what? So you're excited and happy that one of our biggest adversaries is closer to a nuclear weapon? Like, how does that make it better in
Right.
any way, shape, or form? I don't
Right.
know,
They don't want
crazy.
President Trump to have the success that he has. They clearly, no matter what President Trump does, CNN or the mainstream media, whatever kind of outlet you could think of, wants to say, oh, but Trump did this too, and that's why it's not as good as if Joe Biden were to do it. and that's just a constant cycle that we're dealing with, and a constant cycle that we as actual factual based media have to combat on a day-to-day basis.
It would be like almost if when the Obama administration took out Osama bin Laden and say they missed, then we'd go, yes, they missed. That's a strike for
Right.
Obama politically. What a ridiculous way to think. But again, no surprise coming out of the lib media. A little bit of a tangent there, but thanks, Monica, so much for joining us. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, you guys.